Man. Where should I start? I'm not even going to. Before I jump into the main topic of this video, which is basically a recap. First, you know what? First, let's recap. Then I'll save that for the end of the video. First, see the Hornets um, preseason, and let me tell y'all one thing preseason means. Preseason is what gives you the right to actually make expectations for the regular season. Because a lot of people, when it comes to preseason, they don't understand what value it brings. Like, preseason is what tells you what to expect, not what to what you're actually having. There's a reason. If you wonder why I always have low expectation for LaMelo or Alonzo, it's because I don't want to put too much pressure on players or anything. Because although I want them to, because when you're joining a new team, you want to get comfortable, or you have new roster, you want to get comfortable with the players before you see. Now that Alonso's finally going to be playing his role, I'm not going to do a recap on that today. Maybe me and Rev would actually figure that out. Um, One thing I will say about the Charlotte Hornets summer league, I meant to say preseason, was that it was it was decent. It would have been abysmal if they actually lost. Honestly, where should I start? The Thunder, they were ass. The only bright spot on that team was, if we're being real, was Pokushevsky, Shea, and Giddy. That's it. No bright spots. So they're not the team of concern. Charlotte, where should I begin? Positives, pace was balanced. There was more movement. There was flow. There was balance of pace. I'm not gonna lie. Here's where my negative starts to become. Where's the freaking ball movement? Yeah, the ball movement was so okay. It's like when you're playing 2K the whole time, and you're dealing with a guy that would just want to dribble, spam, to trying to be a dribble god when he's not, when he got no playmaking ability at all, or barely get any playmaking, but just want to dribble. That's what you're dealing with. And I'm talking specifically to Kelly Bricky Oubre, aka Chris Brown Jr., and Mr. Glass. Yeah, those two. They're the two candidates for the put your motherfucking head back down, you goddamn bum award. And Miles Plumley got his hands sponsored by Butterfingers. Yeah. And he gonna won the award of what happened to his hands. Shout out to Chisel Adonis, by the way. What happened to his hands? Yeah. That's what Mason Plumley got. He was basically dollar store Cody Zeller. Bricky Oubre was who I thought he was. Doodle. Not doodle because defensively was an issue. Do you know that the sad part about the Charlotte Hornets rim protection, their best paint defender was a guy Borrego don't want to start because he's such a egomaniac for some reason. It's damn well clear this preseason shows that Miles Bridges should be starting from this throughout the season. That's the biggest takeaway. Miles Bridges should be starting. Mr. Glass should not be a starting player. I don't care. He shows that he played like a role player, like a bench player, a sixth man, seventh man on the team. That's how Gordon Hayward played. I don't even want to hear it. Ain't no way you're getting paid $25 million. You're out here looking like the fish in SpongeBob, screaming, "My leg!" every time. Your whack ass got sent out because of injury. Seriously, are you kidding me? They pay you 120 million just to get hurt every 20 seconds because Jordan is still having wet dreams about Larry Bird. I don't even know where to begin. The fact that you have a terrible organization and it's really so bad. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. They're doodle, dookie booty butt shit, ass. Alright, not all around. The best bright spot for the Hornets was LaMelo, Miles Bridges, Terry Rozier, and this is both sides of the ball, by the way. I've not even. Ish Smith was yeah. Ish Smith was meh. You know, I was watching the game from the live, then I jumped in starting the second quarter. So Ish Smith was meh. Eh. You know how it is. But the rest of the team is just a head scratch. And don't even get me started on Brick Knight, the 11th overall pick. I've already made a prediction for y'all before the 2021 draft that whoever the Charlotte Hornets draft will be given a royal treatment much better than LaMelo Ball. And I was right. Yeah, trying to play him in LaMelo's role of point guard, which he's not skilled for. LaMelo is not only trained to be a shooting guard, a skilled shooting guard, he was also trained to be a leader just in case anything happens. And the reason why LaMelo did that was because, LeVar did that was because just in case there was the point guards like Lonzo leaves, you would have somebody, and it was a very smart decision because guess what? Lonzo graduated, went to UCLA. Guess what? Guess who's the point guard? LaMelo Ball. That's simple. Point guard. Let me tell people something, and this is the lesson to the Charlotte Hornets. The point guard position takes about 8 years to master, and this is to the Pelicans too, who's trying to run that point Zion shit. For Zion to be good at being a point guard, it's going to take him till year 8. The only reason why LeBron was so good at it was because he had that skill. He had the ability to make his teammates better. So did Russ, but Russ is just more of a. Honestly, I don't want to speak on Westbrook. I'm not a big fan of Westbrook like that, but I don't want to speak on Westbrook. But what I'm trying to say is that the ball movement was so bad. I don't even want to. I don't even want to touch on how bad the Charlotte ball movement is. I'm serious. The moment Hayward and freaking Bricky Oubre was on the court, the ball movement was so bad. They barely moved the ball. Hayward don't want to pass. He wants to play like a retired old man that's just coming back home just to chill with his kids. That's how Hayward played. I don't see the sad part about this team was that they had every freaking thing made for them. Everything. Leadership was bit there. Do you know that the best players on the court, one of them was a starter. At least one of them was a starter, and the other was a bench player, and he was their best defender in the rim. A guy that's about 6'6" was the best defender in the rim. It's sad. You hired a guy that's great, Dollar Tree, Cody Zeller, who's sponsored by Butterfingers. Yeah, and you got another one that's also sponsored by Butterfingers as your center. Mr. Glass played like a rotation player. You should not start him next game. I don't care if he's paid 120 mil. Sit his ass on the bench. This motherfucker got hurt literally by around the third quarter, left the game and never came back. I don't understand. I don't understand how bad he must be as a lead, as a player on the court. I get it. Yeah, injury happens. But when it comes to Gordon Hayward, he's the worst contract in NBA history. I don't want to hear it. Forget Nicholas Batum. Batum really showed up. At least he lasted on the court. Yeah, he didn't show up. Mr. Glass doesn't really want to play team basketball like that. He barely plays team basketball. The only time you see Hayward play as a team player is when they're playing a tough team. And I think the next game that they're playing is against the tough team. Watch Hayward pass the ball. The first game, yeah, Hayward don't want to pass because it's the damn Oklahoma City Thunder. Nobody cares about the damn Thunder. The Thunder been shit since Westbrook left and Billy Donovan was gone. The Thunder were shit. They were a shit show. It's like the OKC Westbrook days was like when like Russell Wilson and my Seahawks right now, bro. One guy carrying the team on his back, and now he left. The whole franchise turns to shit. Now we're looking for another franchise player, similar to the Raptors. Kawhi left, and Lowry left. We have no franchise player to rely on. We have to rely on Spicy Pete. Yep, Siakam. Congratulations. Now, where was I? I'm now gonna say this for the people to really grasp. I'm not a hater of the Hornets, the Bulls, or anything. I'm not a hater because one thing I've always criticized about Hornets fans is that they're too adamant to be receptive to losing. Whenever L's comes to the team, instead of attack it and be like, "Listen, man, we sucked," and which brings me to the point that I was gonna say, because I had this guy was telling me, "Oh, you act like being a fan is a job." No, there's a difference. Fan pressure matters. Being a fan matters. You see, you as a fan play a role in how the team is ran because without the fans being look at Charlotte fans when I first get into them when LaMelo was drafted. I was so mad. Not all of them, but some of them were just dumb. Like to not, they were so okay with losing for some reason. You can't tell them anything. But most of the ones I know that are Charlotte fans, they are real ones. They literally keep it real with their team. They don't hold nothing back. They don't hold nothing back, bro. They're gonna say it how it is. So what I'm saying is, and I've seen most of Bulls fans are like that. Most of the ones I've dealt with, they are like that. They're not gonna hold nothing back. It's because a lot of one guy I was telling like it's okay to hold your team accountable, and he says, "Oh, teams don't care because they will do what it takes to make themselves more money." I get it. I don't need lecture on how the business of the NBA works or any sport works. What matters is the fans being there makes because now you have to think is either your job gets to be taken away from you or you do the right thing. That's it. Because look at it. Let's look at the Ben Simmons situation, for example. If Ben Simmons didn't get traded, people will be calling for someone to be fired in the front office and saying, and if they lose, they'll say, well, somebody got to be gone. Somebody must be fired. Fan pressure, pushing the fans. Fans being pushed. I get it. Or some organizations are naive, like the Pelicans, the Hornets. I know. Sad to say. But although the Hornets team listens to their fans, but they don't really take what the fans say into account. As in, like, they don't make the necessary moves. The Pelicans don't do otherwise. They go, instead of trying to do one thing, they do the opposite. The Pelicans would they say, "Oh, we need a point guard. Okay, let's get a great value version." You got great value Lonzo and Devontae Graham. That's not the greatest in the full court. He's a 3 point specialist, which he is. That's what he is. That's what his life is about. Shooting threes, jacking up threes, and that's all he's all about. He's not more. He's what I thought he is. Ricky Oubre, what I thought he is. So in this case, I don't want to hear it because I know, and then his name is some sort of Gamey, but he's all of these dumbass kids that always say all these dumb shit. But you know, being a fan is important as much as you in the organization because fans pushes the organizations to make decisions. If the Hornet, if Charlotte fans weren't pressing, we need a center. Do you think Mitch and Jordan would actually think about getting a damn center? They'll still keep this same damn roster and say, you know what? Let's run it back again. Yeah, they really wanted to run it back. And they would have let go of Malik Monk. Think about it. Malik Monk is who I wanted to stay because at least with Monk, he plays his role and won't play outside of his role. With Devontae Graham, he'll play outside of his role, which is sad. So when organizations make the right moves or the necessary moves, they all they needed was to add a center. But instead, they did a rendezvous and try to restructure the roster. You could have kept Monk, let Graham walk, and that would be good. Now you let Monk walk into a free ring. And I'm a Laker fan, so I'm a Laker fan too. So it's a sad thing. You let Monk walk to a free ring. This is sad. And Monk in preseason alone was better than Bricky Oubre and Mason Plumlee combined. He was carrying the Lakers bench, even though we got waxed by the Brooklyn Nets. We got ran off the court by the Brooklyn Nets. The Hornets, by the way. Because I don't even want to know, because Dwight Howard, the only thing he can touch all kind of balls but can't catch a basketball. This man also sponsored by Butterfingers. But we're not even going to talk about it. The whole Hornets team, none of you deserve put your motherfucking head back down award, except for Bricky Uber and Mr. Glass. Out here looking like the fish in SpongeBob, screaming, "My leg!" That's Gordon Hayward. Goodbye. Please like, comment, subscribe if you actually like this video. I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.